Hey everyone, so I wanted to start my next Halloween card. So these are some of the materials that I'm going to use to make it. Love this witch stamp. So I've kind of started throwing things together. I haven't actually put the card together yet. First I wanted to show you the stamp set that I'm going to be using. And this is by Penny Black and it's called Best Witches. Love that cute little witch stamp, and I thought I'd grab the Best Witches up here in the corner. So that's the stamps that I'm going to use. And the paper that I'm using today comes from this Echo Park Chillingsworth Manor paper pack. And then I also just grabbed a sheet of kind of a eggplant colored piece of cardstock. And today I'm making my card base kind of the opposite direction. So when you cut your cardstock, instead of cutting horizontally, you'd cut vertically. So you end up with a piece that looks like this, and I went ahead and rounded the corners, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. So anyhow, you end up with a 4.5 by 11 card base, but it still makes a note card size card. So first what I kind of wanted to show you was how I decorated my image, and here's kind of a close-up look of her. She turned out really cute. And so to get to that point, I went ahead and stamped her onto a piece of stamping cardstock, and I just used the Tuxedo Memento black ink to stamp her. And then after I stamped her, I went ahead and grabbed a couple of distress markers. So I used the Peeled Paint Distress Marker by Tim Holtz to do her skin. So her hands and her neck and her face are this green. And then I grabbed this Spiced Marmalade, and I used that on her ponytail holder, on her belt, on the kitty's nose and collar. And then I used this vintage photo marker to do the broom, which I actually haven't colored, but actually don't think I really need to color the whole thing for you to get the idea. But when you're looking at the original, you can see that that's the color that I did her broom in. And then for the broom handle right here, I just used, oh, which one was it? It was Scattered Straw to do the broom. So after I had her all colored in, I also paper pieced her. So to paper piece, all you do is you stamp your image onto the color that you want to use to paper piece. So in this situation, I paper pieced the blouse, the tights, and the little headband. So for example, here's the little tight piece. And then you just go ahead and you could grab some quick dry, or you could grab one of those glue pens, whatever you want to use is just fine. Paper piece the pieces you want to paper piece. So just like that. And then to kind of accent her, I grabbed a couple of different products. I grabbed some stickles, and I grabbed some clear glossy accents. Oh, I can't talk today. And I used the clear glossy accents on everything that was black. So her black boots and her black hat and her black skirt. And it looks a little smoky when you first do it, but when it dries, it's all shiny and pretty. And then I also grabbed a couple of different stickles. I grabbed orange peel, and I used the orange peel on top of everything that I colored in with a Spiced Marmalade marker. So this gives her belt some little bling. And then I also grabbed the Stardust stickles, which I thought really helped to make, let me zoom in just a little bit so you can see just a little bit closer, which I think really helped to make her blouse stand out a little bit. And so I just went along the back of her collar here to make that jump out, and the V on her blouse. Put some little stripes in her tights. There's already stripes there. You might not be able to see that really closely. And then I also put some across the little headband on her hat. And I think, oh, I also did a little bit on the wrist of her sleeves. So that is pretty much all there was to it. So after I did the black on the boots, the glossy accents on all the black, even the ponytail, I put some black. And also on the cat, when you're all done, you end up with this cute little shiny piece, and she's so cute. So let me go ahead and set that aside. and then we'll go ahead and put our card together. So again, my card base is 4.5 by 11, and I just used a corner rounder, which just looks like this, to round all the corners of all of my layers on my card base. So here's my card base. And the next layer, which is of course coming from that Chillingsworth pack, and it actually did not have the green around it because I used the peeled paint on her face. I went ahead and did that myself. So how I did that was just by grabbing the paper that I wanted to use, and then I just took an Ink Essentials, oops, kind of looks like a sponge dauber, and some of the Tim Holtz peeled paint distress ink, dabbed into it. And then I always kind of start on another piece of paper or my craft mat, and then just very slowly come over and ink the paper that I want to do. And just do it until you get what you want. I just did the edges pretty much. So I ended up with a piece that looked like this, where just the edges are green. So I'm tying everything in together. So that's how I came up with the first layer, which this piece measures 4 by 5 1/4. And let's go ahead and just stick it together. The little piece of black and silver here is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And I just made it a little bit smaller because I really wanted this a wider border. I'll go ahead and put that down. And before I actually put this onto my card base, I thought I'd put some ribbon on. So I was thinking kind of here at the bottom, I thought it would look nice if it kind of looks like she's sitting on it. So probably right about there. Grab some tape. I think I've mentioned this before, I always like to use tape because I feel like your ATG gun will just run across it a lot better. And then once we have our ribbon on, this actually can go onto our card base. Okay. So I like that so far. And then before I actually stick my witch on, I have a little Best Witches sentiment. And to get this, I took some more stamping paper and went ahead and used my ink dauber again to just kind of get myself some light green paper using the Tim Holtz Distress ink, the peeled paint kind. And then went ahead and stamped my sentiment. Just grabbed some Tuxedo Memento black ink. Inked up my Best Witches. And then I just grabbed this Fiskars extra large oval punch and centered my sentiment. And punched it. And then to accent this just a little bit more, I went ahead and grabbed some more of the peeled paint ink and just went around with a finger dauber just to give that a little bit more of a highlight around the edge of it. So now let's figure this out. So I was kind of thinking that I would do it like this, and then this little bat is just I had it in my stash. I think I found this at Joann's. I can't remember if it was this year or last year, or when I picked it up, but I thought I'd stick that on right here. So let's go ahead and do our witch next, because I think she'll help me with placement. And I went ahead and stuck some pop dots on the back of her already. A lot of pop dots because I want her to pop up just right. And some of them I cut so that they would fit on the back, just the way that I wanted. I love witches on Halloween. I think they're so cute. And they always make me think of Wicked. Okay, I think I got them all. Oops, missed one. There we go. So again, I want it to look like she's sitting kind of right on it. There we go. Press her into place. And then my little Best Witches right here. You know, I think I'll pop that up as well. I'll grab some more pop-ups. Put that right there. And then my little bat, I'm just going to stick that on with some quick dry, but you could also use glossy accents, would work just as well. And this glue does dry clear, which is nice. Okay, and now that that's all into place, we've finished our next Halloween card, and I'll prop that up so you can get a closer look. I think it looks really cute. Love witches. Anyhow, so here's the next card in my Halloween series. I hope you've had fun watching, and if you have any questions, that you will leave a question or leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Bye.